What is going on, Patriots fans? This is Jace back with another Mock Draft Monday, episode 8 here on the Patriots Drive podcast. You might be wondering where all my jerseys are. I'm actually moving, so I have packed all those up. One more video in the last video in the apartment is this one right here, and then I will have a new setup. Hopefully it looks somewhat similar to what you guys know. But this day, this mock draft, we're going to do it pretty similar to what we did last time. There's going to be a trade down. There's going to be a trade back up. We're just going to talk about new prospects and more things. The NFL scouting combine is coming up, so we will know a lot more of these guys' testing numbers, official size, stuff like that. So make sure you guys hit a like and subscribe and comment down below your thoughts on this mock draft, what you would like the Patriots to do. And without further ado, let's jump right into it. This video is sponsored by Underdog Fantasy. At Underdog Fantasy, you can pick higher or lower on 2 or more players for your chance to win 20, 30, or even 1,000 times your money in a single night. The best part about Underdog Fantasy is it's available in 33 of the 50 states. So what are you waiting for? Use code PATSDRIVE and get your first deposit matched up to $1,000 and join the millions of fans who have won on Underdog Fantasy. Make sure to download the app on the App Store or go to UnderdogFantasy.com. Okay, let's jump right into this mock draft, guys. Last mock draft, I had the Patriots trading down from pick 4 to pick 12 with the Dallas Cowboys. Now, it was a little bit different, right? I was doing one where the Patriots only took Senior Bowl participants. Wanted to talk about some of those standouts. But today, I have the Patriots trading down to pick 8. So I have them trading down with Carolina. Let's say that, there's just no one on the board that the Patriots really want to take. Carolina wants to get up there, whether it's to pair Bryce Young with Tedero McMillan. Maybe they want to get Mason Graham, and the Patriots want to get back a little further and gain some more assets. So I have them getting an extra second and an extra 4th-round pick in this year's draft with the 8th overall pick. Here it is. Here's what a lot of questions I've been asking. I have the Patriots taking offensive tackle. I haven't listed as an offensive lineman until the combine. Will Campbell out of LSU. Now, Will Campbell is 6'6", 323 pounds. He's played over 2,400 snaps. He started as a true freshman at LSU. So the last 3 years for LSU has been Will Campbell. Obviously with Jane Daniels winning the Heisman last year, he was a huge part of that offensive line, playing in probably the most competitive conference in college football. He only allowed 4 sacks in those 3 seasons. He was a 2022 second-team All-SEC and a 2024 first-team All-SEC. He was a 2024 Walter Camp All-American. That was the first time an LSU offensive lineman had been voted a Walter Camp All-American since like 1997. So crazy by him. This guy has excellent balance, weight distribution. He doesn't lean very often. He's, good low center of gravity, able to deliver a punch. Really good play strength. You guys may have seen a video. He squatted 615 pounds, and he got deep in his squats. The one thing to do 615 pounds and not go past 90. He was, 90 plus down there. He was training down there. It was good. Strong base, good lowers, good anchor, when he's dealing with that stuff. This guy is super physical and has a great mentality. That's what I love about him, is I think he just has that in him. He had an interview earlier this year, and he was like, hey, if a defensive lineman gets 1 sack a game, he's a first-round pick. If an offensive tackle gives up 1 sack a game, they're looking, to be working at Amazon or whatever. So just a great mentality, kind of like the Xavier Legette of this year's class. Got that deep Louisiana accent. Super cool dude. This guy also, everyone's talked about it. He's been raved about as a leader, and he's one of the younger guys coming in as a true freshman to LSU. They talk about his leadership, his football characteristics, how smart he is. That's what I want in a franchise left tackle, if that's what he's going to be there. And then another thing about this guy, he doesn't turn 21 until January 6th of 2026. This guy is 20 years old. He's going to play most of his rookie season as a 20-year-old dude with 3+ years of experience in college football. That should show he has room to grow. Now, the question here, and why I have the Patriots trading down and taking Will Campbell, is it's going to be his arm length. We won't know until Sunday during the NFL Combine what his true measurement is, but he's probably going to come in like a Peter Skoronski, in my opinion. He is going to have sub 33-inch arms. It's going to be like 32 and 5/8, 32 and a half, somewhere in that range, in my opinion. And he's going to project as a guard. That doesn't mean I wouldn't give him a chance at tackle because he's been so good, but he's going to project as a guard in the NFL. That's my concern, is do you really want to take a guard at the 4th pick or even here at the 8th pick? I think he's the most polished offensive lineman, best film, most physical. The only question is do you take an offensive guard this high? Now, Tennessee a couple years ago felt good taking Peter Skoronski, who played tackle but moved in. He has the ability to be an all-pro type of guard in the NFL. So if you're just looking straight up, hey, we need to get the best offensive lineman to protect Drake Maye, it also is dependent on, hey, if you sign Cam Robinson as the Patriots and you take Will Campbell, now you're looking a little bit better. But Will Campbell, if he comes in even right at 33-inch arms, I'd feel comfortable taking him at the 4th overall pick. But I don't think it's going to be there. That's going to be his big knock. So let me know your thoughts on Will Campbell. I know a lot of people want the Patriots to take him. He, in my opinion, he is the best offensive lineman in this class. He's, but I just don't think he's a tackle. So we'll see how that turns out. I did this last week. I'm going to do it again. I have the Patriots trading back up into the first, right? So now you have a second round pick because of the trade down to pick 8. So now you trade one of those seconds and a third, which you already had 2/3 for, to get back up into the first round. Now for the Patriots, I have them taking Alec Aomanor out of Stanford, 6'2", 210 pounds. He was a second team all ACC player this year. Interesting. He actually won the John Cornish Trophy in 2023, which is given to the best Canadian born player in college football. Little interesting thing there. He had 63 receptions, 831 yards, and 6 touchdowns last season. He had over 1,000 yards in 2023 for Stanford. This guy's a natural separator, okay? For a guy that's 6'2", he creates on his own really well. Really good short area quickness for his size. He knows how to tempo his routes, right? If he's going vertical, he knows how to tempo them. If he's going, on an in or a comeback, he's able to sell like he's going deep, tempo his routes, and then come back. He plays at his own speed. He doesn't let other people dictate how he's going to run his route, how he's going to play. I really like that. Good body control, savvy when the ball is in the air. He makes contested catches. He was tied for 14th in the country with the most contested catches. Really good hands versus press. Like I said, he just doesn't get rattled. He doesn't let guys dictate how he's going to run his route, what speed he's going to play at. And then he can create with the ball in his hands. Not the most elite guy with the yards after catch, but he'll give you some of it. He has had 12 drops since 2023, a little bit inconsistent hands. Got to work on that. Not an elite athlete or super explosive, which is a concern. But when you see on film that he's able to tempo his routes, he's really good at running the route tree. He's a natural separator. It doesn't concern me as much. In my opinion, he reminds me of Chris Godwin, a bigger, more thicker Chris Godwin. Now, that's lofty expectations, but he just does what he wants to at his pace and how he wants to. He doesn't let other people change up how he's going to run it. So, hey, get a little bit bigger guy in here. He's probably a Z receiver. I know we took Jalen Polk last year, but Alec Aomanor, hey, maybe you can make something out of him with Josh McDaniels. He knows how to do it. Not going to wow you physically, but a little bit bigger guy than, say, Xavier Restrepo, who I talked about last week for the Patriots. A little bit bigger of a target, longer arms, still creates separation, still is able to do a lot of really good things on the outside. So Alec Aomanor for the Patriots, there's their wide receiver. If you get T. Higgins as an X and Alec Aomanor there, that would be a really good pairing, in my opinion. So, excuse me. Then, now in the second round, Patriots, so they lose their original second round pick because that's pick 38. The Patriots traded up with the Rams to get in this mock. I have them taking Caleb Johnson, a running back out of Iowa. Some might not like taking a running back because of the extension to Ramondre Stevenson. I just don't think Ramondre Stevenson is a true workhorse number one. And I think Josh McDaniels has always liked to have multiple running backs, right? Antonio Gibson's probably going to fit the pass catching role. They could go the route of drafting more of a pass catcher. There are a couple here, but I think Caleb Johnson out of Iowa, he's 6 foot, 225 pounds. He was a first team all Big 12 player this year. He had 240 attempts for 1,535 yards and 21 touchdowns on the ground. He had 1,060 yards after contact, which was 6th most in college football. 28 carries of 15 plus yards, which was 3rd in college football. And he was behind only Ashton Genty with 4.2 yards after contact per attempt in college football. Big, physical, runs behind his pads, good contact balance, good patience and vision. He's, able to wait behind the line of scrimmage, wait for the hold to develop, and then he hits it. Good muscular build. Like I said, he runs behind his pads. He doesn't go down at first contact. He runs through arm tacklers. He has good burst. Once he does hit the line of scrimmage, he's able to, once he sees it, he hits it really hard, really fast. Doesn't take him a long time to get up to speed. This is an ideal short yardage goal line back, which is hard for some people to be like, well, why would we take him in the second round? He runs harder than Ramondre. I think he's going to give you a different type of player than Ramondre. Gibson can be the pass catching back. Ramondre has pass catching ability. Ramondre can still be the first and second down guy, but Caleb Johnson is, hey, we need a yard or two. Bring him in. And he can develop into more than that. He's not super twitchy. He doesn't have a third gear, so he does hit the line of scrimmage and he gets up to speed quickly, but he doesn't have like that third gear like you see Jahmyr Gibbs or some of those guys that run away from defenders. He doesn't have that. Not much of a pass catching running back presence. He only had 21 catches last year. And he's just not great in pass protection for size and build. It's really weird for a 6 foot, 200-pound running back. You think he'd be able to step up, strike guys, inconsistent with his hands, and just does not pick up pressure very well. My comp for this guy is James Conner. Hard, big, thick runner who just does not go down easily, but doesn't give you much other than that. And James Conner has had a good NFL career. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with James Conner. I think adding a guy like Caleb Johnson with Ramondre adds two totally different type of backs, kind of like when it was Ramondre and Damian Harris. So I don't mind it at all. He's been super productive in college. Iowa's been known for their run game in college football. So I wouldn't mind taking a chance on him to add a change of pace back for Ramondre Stevenson and Josh McDaniels type of offense. Now in the third, I have the Patriots going into the trenches again. I have them taking Derek Harmon. Guys, this defensive line class is deep. Like, the more I watch and the more I'm getting into like deeper, there are some good interior defensive linemen in the second, third, and even fourth round. Derek Harmon, 6'5", 310 pounds, out of the University of Oregon. He had the second highest pass rush grade amongst interior defensive linemen, 86.3. He had 55 total pressures from the interior. That was first amongst interior defensive linemen by 11. The next closest guy had 44 total pressures. He had 55. His pass rush productivity last year was crazy. And then he had the fourth highest pass rush win percentage rate at 17.6. That's behind some of those elite guys, Walter Nolan, Mason Graham, some of those. So he has really good build with long arms, leverage, right? You think of leverage, he can deliver a strike, he can keep guys off of him. Good upper body strength. He's able to press the offensive lineman off of him so he can shed and use his hands. Really good pad level to hold and win versus double team, stays low. He's able to stay in his gap. And then he has good penetration. He has a really good rip when he's trying to get by in both the run and the pass game. He can use his violent hands. He can get off of guys, get skinny, things like that. He does let the offensive lineman get into his chest sometimes in pass rush. He'll drop his hands and rely so much on some of his, feet and hips. It doesn't really make sense because he's kind of stiff as a pass rusher. He's not like super elite like Mason Graham, where he can turn the corner or get super skinny and get by guys. So that one's a little bit of a weird one. Why he drops his hands, I'm not sure. He's not good at having a counter pass rush. If his first move fails, he does not go to a second one very often. I don't know if it's because he doesn't have a plan or he relies so much on the first one. Not that it's bad, right? 55 total pressures by an interior defensive lineman is really good, but in the NFL, I'd like to see him develop, hey, if this move doesn't work, I'm going to this one super quickly so he can get into pass rush lanes or chase down a quarterback. And then sometimes he has really wide hands versus the run. He'll get on guys' shoulders. He doesn't keep tight hands on the breastplates. Like I said, he has good pad level and stuff, but if you get wide arms, you're never going to be able to hold in there. So that would be something else for the Patriots to work on. But again, the new DC who worked with Jeffrey Simmons made him into a all-pro level guy. So Derek Harmon, with him could, develop into something really special. First pick in the fourth round, we gained an extra fourth round pick because of the trade with the Panthers. I have the Patriots taking a cornerback out of Kansas State, Jacob Parrish. He was at the Senior Bowl. He came in officially at 5'9" and 7/8, 196 pounds. This dude had 4 interceptions in 2023. That's one of his knocks I have right on him is he had really good production in 2023. People just didn't throw to him in 2024. And he just didn't have that production anymore. But this guy is scheme versatile. He can play both man and zone. He makes his money in press man. That's why I like him. Like, he is comfortable at the line of scrimmage, pressing, really good feet, really loose hips, really like what he does in press man coverage. He's a really good aggressive tackler, which is obviously a plus at the cornerback position. You have a lot of receivers who are trying to crack the safety or the backer. The corners have to replace. he cut his missed tackle rate in half from 2023 to 2024. So that's good. He worked on that. He was able to get better as a tackler. And then he takes aggressive angles out of breaks. That was the 4 interceptions in 2023. He's aggressive out of breaks. He wants to make a play on the ball. He wants to get his hands, whether it's a PBU or an interception. He is a ball hawk when the ball's in the air and it's thrown his way, which I love taking a chance on that. Think of Trayvon Diggs, who, obviously gets torched for some of the things he does because he takes so many chances. And that's one of the knocks on Jacob Parrish, right? He can get beat versus double moves. He gets peaky in the backfield. He wants to make a play on the ball. That's just his play style. He's aggressive like that. So if you can get behind that and understand that's what he's going to do, you can probably handle him. If not, it's a little bit of a scary sight. So not the biggest or longest corner. Some might say he projects as a nickel corner better. I would take him with Christian Gonzalez and leave him on the outside, him, Alex Austin, and Jacob Parrish, and leave Marcus Jones on the inside, because I think he's just so good in press, man. You want him on the perimeter. He's so good with his hands. He's comfortable there. I think you would want to keep him out there on the perimeter. So I would keep him there in the rotation with Alex Austin for the Patriots, and then obviously Christian Gonzalez on the other side. And then with the last pick, I took this guy a couple weeks ago in my mock draft. I'm still getting into my offensive tackles later in the round, so there will be more guys I'll be taking here because there's a lot more that I'm getting film on. But I still really like Chase Lunt. Like, he's a great right tackle option, in my opinion. Like I said, it's very unlikely, but if you take Cam Robinson at left tackle, if you draft Will Campbell here and put him at left guard, Cole Stranger, David Andrews at center, move Michael Winter permanently into right guard, and then now you have Chase Lunt and Caden Wallace, one of them hoping to pan out at the right tackle position. That is tremendously a better offensive line than what the Patriots had in 2023. So Chase Lunt is 6'6" and 3/4, 295. He had the 11th highest run blocking grade at 87.0 in college football. He has elite range as a run blocker. Whether they did a lot of wide zone at UConn. He has the ability to reach a 9 technique, reach a defensive end, get to a backer at the second level. Really good range as a run blocker. He's a 4-year starter at right tackle for UConn. He's actually really twitchy for his size. Like, he can stay in front of a lot of pass rushers, whether it's speed, whether it's a counter move. Really twitchy. His lateral quickness to reset when guys try to counter on him. And then he has really good pass sets. Like I mentioned, he can quick set you. He can step back. He kind of similar to Alec Aomanor. He sets his tempo on the paces or on his pass sets. He knows what he wants to do, how he wants to attack a guy, and he changes it up and makes it hard for the defensive lineman or the pass rusher to predict how he's going to block him or what he's going to do. So he is a little light for 6'6" and 3/4. 295 pounds is a little light, so put a little bit more on his frame would be good. Maybe get him to 310, 315. I think that would be good. And then for 6'6" and 3/4, he has below average arm length. I'm interested to see what he comes in at. He was supposed to be at the Senior Bowl, but he did not go. So I'm interested to see what he measures at the combine. I don't think he's going to be under 33-inch arms, but for 6'6" and 3/4, you would maybe like him closer to 34. It's probably going to be like 33.5, maybe 33.25. So we'll see how that pans out. But this is my mock draft 8.0 for the Patriots, guys. The support has been great. I know I've said this on every video, but we are blown away by the support. Continue to like, subscribe, comment. There's more of this coming up. We're going to do live mock drafts. We already have it in the works. We're probably going to do a pre-combine one. We're also going to do something. Make sure you guys listen to this. We are going to do something where you guys send in your mock drafts. So next time we go live, we're going to have an option to pull up your mock draft. So if you guys want your mock drafts to be graded, try to stick to a 3, maybe a 4-round mock draft. We don't want to grade all 7 rounds. Plus, we want to get to 8 or 9 of you guys, maybe even 10. Send it to our Instagram. Our Instagram is Pat's Drive. Okay. If you guys want to, there's a link in our bio. You can just go search us up. It's Pat's Drive. Send us a DM with your mock draft. We're going to save these. We're going to grade them live. You guys can come in. We'll answer all about the prospects, things like that. So that is something we want to do. So start sending in your guys' 3 to 4 round mock drafts, and we will get to them and grade them and let us know our thoughts on them. So appreciate all the support. Again, like, subscribe, comment. Make sure you turn the notification bell on so that when I post next week or when we go live, you guys are up to date. So appreciate all the support. And until next time, talk to you guys later.